What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike LaBelle. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today, we have center backs. That's correct. The best center backs. I'm giving you a top 15. And in reality, I could do a top 50, especially if we were including out-of-position players, which we will do in a separate video. This has been highly requested. So if you're one of those folks, please drop a like, share it around, push that agenda. This is updated or up to date. And the reason that I'm starting with the statement that I could easily do a top 25 or a top 50, we got a lot of depth, really have the least amount of open slots. We got supply and demand issues, especially considering the influx of center mids or holding mids playing as center backs or fullbacks doing that same sort of rotation. Now, before you disagree with my list or you get to moving and grooving, I just need to know who you're replacing because you have personal attachments and where do they rank. If you're gonna bump some of my selections, that's fine by me. We have the comment section. We have social media at Mike LaBelle. Pick a platform, I'm there daily. We upload daily. We give you top 15s often. Gotcha. Criteria: must be a center back. Continuity. Told you I'll make a second video with the fullback swap. I know a lot of you want to know what's happening in that regard. No icons. Performance based, not based around price point or value. And one version of the players. We're not gonna have multiples. And disclaimer, important disclaimer. I will know if you watch this part of the video. We've had two brand new players, Chiellini, Mina. I have not used them. I have not seen them used. I just don't have the information, so I don't want to include them in a list that I know that they could fit in, and we can debate it. I love that in the comments. I just don't want to falsify information. They were just released as I'm recording this video. How would I have insider scoop? I could read off the statistics, but I just don't think that's fair when the rest of the players on the list have direct usage rates. Lindelof, value personified. Big body with the numbers in the right places. Stat room stuffer. He's like getting an extra gift for your birthday or a holiday season. Not terrible. In fact, uplifting. MARQUINHOS, still not my favorite, but I do this for the masses. We're not talking about church on Sunday. And he's more relatable to folks than on a personal level. Am I just a MARQUINHOS hater? I'm not sure. And I've met the man. This is just FIFA. I'm not talking about actual pitch. I've believed in MARQUINHOS. In fact, the foot freeze iteration, I put that guy into motion. But I always have selections that typically just walk in front of him or slightly edge out some of his minutes, his playing time. That's just me. Speaking of, KIMPEMBE, same league, same links. Could argue better or worse depending if you need French or Brazilian. Two big nationalities, massive. And if I recall correctly, this was a free foot item objective. Maybe one of the best freebies of the year. And he always puts on for me, like a DJ after midnight with the tunes. That's gonna be your best friend. He's solidifying, that's your wingman. Zagadou, he's a Goliath. No if and or what's about it. No debating. Undeniable size, strength, and presence. 6'5", brawly, which makes me think of Dragon Ball Z, and I don't remember if that was actually the big fight scene. Was it brawly? Could I be incorrect? I don't know. Do we have a comment section? Perhaps. Should I Google? I could, but I like it like this. Welcome to the channel. Zagadou's part of that Bundesliga collective. He's a werewolf, and the moon is always full. I don't know where I come up with this either. Thiago Silva. Serious question. Have we seen better? Experienced better? This is a special rerun. Nick at Night. Disney. Reliving. Go back in time. Boy Meets World. I think that was on Disney. I remember watching Doug. Rocket Power. Even Stevens. Somebody else co-signed something that I'm saying. Smart Guy. These are classics. Laporte. He's starting to grow on me. The plants have been getting that hydration. They're having a recoup, revitalized, a resurgence, extra aqua, heavy refills. This is a lot of wordplay with Laporte apparently. The nationality switch. Maybe we should have just done this in Spanish because now he's going to Spain. Hit you with some extra vamos, a little muy poquito for the people. Joe Gomez, definitely improved. But maybe my expectation is or was just too high because his 83 overall is a man-child and one of the most overpowered foot items we have seen in this year's installment, this iteration. The inform barely moved the needle, at least for yours truly. Very small upgrade in terms of the usability, how it felt on the virtual pitch. This is significant, but if it was done proper, Joe Gomez should be a top fiver. 5%. Cream of the crop. And this is still a very respectable position, but he just holds a certain caliber or Excalibur. The sword is big. That was a strange move with describing Gomez. Virgil van Dijk. Still good old VVD. Not nearly as popular this year. Not as meta-fitting because his recovery speed is not as quick as previous installments. And the same can be said with how he mirrors defensive movement or mirrors attacking movement. It's been slightly reduced. So you no longer have a player that turns as effortlessly. He's not getting as much AI assistance, but he is still a difference maker. He has not lost the sauce, lost the plot, lost the ability. He's just forgotten. That's the reality of the situation, especially considering Liverpool didn't have the best year. There were injuries. I'm telling you, he just was not on the radar the same way. Alaba, woo! Talk about quick turning, full circle, 360, 180, 720. Tony Hawk, bring back those pro skaters, classics again. One of the greatest video game and most influential video games of our time. I'm gonna be very blunt here. I'm gonna ask the question. Be honest with yourself. Were you into skateboarding prior to that video game? Did you own a deck? Did you know how to kickflip? Was that part of your lifestyle? Were you watching X Games? Did you know all the details and the intricacies of all these pro skaters? You didn't. I don't know how we got there, but somehow we have now compared Alaba and Tony Hawk. Lacroix. I hate going up against this guy. He makes it into so many teams, was commonly a player pick because he's not the highest rated, and just fits meta material everywhere and in every which way. 6'3", 95 sprint speed, 99 strength. Don't love the work rates at a medium, but I also find it much less important for center backs or even fullbacks in comparison to other positions on the virtual pitch. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you are familiar with Lacroix, or you can have a LaCroix, which is also not supposed to be said like that, I'm pretty sure. We're doing our best French today. S'il vous plaît. Klostermann, Kloster Thanos, unreal, unbelievable. Lock down, shut down, throw away the key. This man takes players out of games. And I'm not talking about injuries or dirty plays or slide tackles. I'm talking influence. The definition of a difference maker. Also, if you read off his stats, they're not better than a lot of the players in this list, but it does not matter. He has the Thanos touch. He's cutting down half the team before it even gets started or gets underway. You're gonna need an Avenger to have a chance to get by Klostermann. He's been pretty special from the beginning. This upgrade, significant. 2 thumbs up. And he's affordable. So damn cheap. Militao. Wow. This man just keeps getting those upgrades. Brazilian free flow. Overpowered history. I always like to look at FIFA track records. Even if you're not running that race, I'm aware of what's happening, and it gives you a better guarantee on the type of player that you're making an investment in. You want that ROI. Speaking of, his price has skyrocketed as those upgrades have came and gone and went and arrived very fast with all the right links, build, body type, side-to-side movement. I'll just leave it there. What am I doing? Tell me. You hear that? We're tapping. That might be a little cringe in the video, but Tap Soba is remarkable. Freaking special. Absolute. You cannot take anything away from his output. I still use him currently every single week in league. Since he's been introduced, there will be no scenario where we don't re-up his contract. Whatever Tap Soba wants, Tap Soba gets. 21 years old, barely able to drink in the US. Maybe that's why he stayed so dialed. This item sort of came out of nowhere. I don't think anyone predicted how unique, how definite, how decisive, how defining, how reoccurring Tap Soba would become in squad builders or squad building. I could read the stats, doesn't really matter. 6'4", physical's there, the defending is there, the pace is there, the dribbling and the passing is solid. In fact, he's one of those 99, I believe, for the passing. Indeed, look at that, short pass, 99, long pass, 99. accurate deliveries. This guy's an archer. Raphael Varane. This doesn't need to be a long drawn out talking point or breakdown or analysis. He has been broken since the beginning, and this is now an upgrade on his brokenness, or on a broken player. And his stats really don't make a lot of sense. When you see 50 balance, it doesn't matter on the rating. You start having an internal conversation. How can this guy be so viable, so usable? But then when you experience what Varane gives you, he does not follow any sort of rules or guidelines, restrictions. He is an anomaly in FIFA, and rightly so deserves this number 2 position. I think most of you have an idea where we're heading next. If you didn't know, Ramos stands alone, as he should. 98 overall. And I chose not to include icons in any of these videos because I've done separate videos in regards to icons. If you have questions of where they kind of slot in, or you want to debate that, of course there's the comment section. We can have some back and forth and try to put that into comparison for some of you at home. But I always feel that it's better to situate them separately because they are separate. They're their own category. And in this position in particular, there's a lot of them. I just don't want to see players, especially depending on when you make this type of video, lost or not discussed, not recognized. We're not giving them credit when credit is due because you have so many icons sitting in front of them. However, this would be different with a late updated video, mainly because we've seen so many promos that these guys are competitive, if not better, almost across the board than the majority of icons. There's a few moments that are going to get in there that have to be brought up if we're doing a compare and a contrast, that deep analysis. 10 foot or more. I'm diving into the swimming pool. Welcome to the summer. Thanks again for watching. If you've enjoyed everything, make sure to drop some love. Let me know what you think. What players are in this conversation for you? And also, please talk to me about fullbacks as center backs. That's to be the next video. We'll do some screen grabbing and screenshotting, and we'll include your suggestions and your comments as per usual. And I have a lot more content coming out ASAP.